The light goes on. The two-year-olds stand in their well. They're racing. War Saint got out brilliantly, missing it badly, then running into the rail is Choose Freedom after the start. Away well, Busy One also interstate. Going forward, Keep the Spot. Brave Contender settled on the inside of Tramika. Further back is Beffin Jar on its outside. Next of all is Snippy Miss. And after making an absolute mess of the start, a long last is Choose Freedom. As they head along by the 650, the favourite War Saint doing it comfortably. He wants to run, but is being held down by a length and 3/4 to the good of Busy One. Over on the inside, then Interstate third, then 2 lengths further back. Keep the Spot outside, Brave Contender. Further back in the field, Tramika. On the fence, Beffin Jar back there with Snippy Miss. Coming around the home corner, War Saint about to open up. 350 metres left to go, led by a length and a half to 2. Busy One Interstate. A gap, Brave Contender. Coming to the 200 though, War Saint shaken up, still hands and heels well clear. Looks as though he's got their measure now. He's 2.5 to 3 in front from Busy One battling away. Brave Contender Interstate, but it's all War Saint. And War Saint goes on to win. Second Brave Contender, third Busy One. And Snippy Miss got busy late to probably run fourth in front of Interstate. Followed further back by Tramika, which was never likely. Keep the Spot, then came Beffin Jar. And a long last after beginning very awkwardly is Choose Freedom. War Saint. War Saint, ridden by Stephen Parnham, found the front very easily, and it was the War Chant Colt that proved far too good. He dominated from the outset and has run away. Brave Contender, it'll appreciate getting over a little further ground, just out of its comfort zone all of the way, but picked up well late in the race. And third goes the way of 2, a Busy One who'd parked up on speed there, hunting the fave. But War Saint too good for Terry O'Connor, M. Connolly, Ron Sayers, and trained by Neville Parnham, Stephen Parnham aboard. Brave Contenders by Snippet Son, trained by Adam Durant, ridden by William Pike. And Busy One is a Safeguard 2-year-old, trained by Dan Morton, ridden by Sean McGruddy. 1:3:29 ran fourth in Snippy Miss, and the time's 1:05:65. 1 3/4 a short neck. The margins. Not sure what happened to Choose Freedom there, but jumped awkwardly, seemed to run into the rail then and had lost contact with the field totally in running. Race 2, the Amelia Park Lamb handicap at 1:49 over the 1100, and there are no changes in the next event of the day. Neville Parnham set for a big week, of course, with further runners today. He also has runners tomorrow, Northam, and then the Group 1 Goodwood with Malibu Style there on Saturday, notwithstanding his noms for the Ascot card at the Roma Cup meeting as well. So plenty of horses to follow out of the winning stable from the first. Let's get down now into the yard as Nev makes his way across there, about to press the flesh once again with the G-Man. Here he is, Gareth, back in the yard.
Neville Parnham joins us. Neville, that was impressive. No such bad luck there. All the good luck went straight to the front and never looked like getting beat.
Yeah, no, he flew the gates, which is obviously an advantage to find the front as easy as what he did. So, yeah, well, I was pretty confident in the run once he sort of found there and no pressure. And he let down well in the straight, but he's ready for the paddock now. So we'll give him a nice little break and bring him back as a 3-year-old, and I think he'd be pretty useful. Yeah,
what kind of level do you think he can get to as a 3-year-old with a break under his belt?
Oh, look, he's still got a few things to learn. You know, his manners sort of can be questionable, but around the stable, he's a nice and quiet horse. It just went race day when he gets to around the barriers, he just he has that tendency to be a colt, but he'll make into a nice horse. You know, he'll definitely be a Saturday class horse, and hopefully he can go a little bit further with a bit of more maturity.
Oh, that's exciting, and you always like to send him to the paddock on a high like that?
Oh, yeah, it's good for him. Yeah, we were going to tip him out after his last run, but he had a trial run, and I thought, yeah, it just wasn't a good way to go out. And yeah, just to sort of make sure we're still on track, I thought I'll give him another one, and he'll take no harm from that, but he's ready to go anyhow.
Well done, Neville.
Thank you.
Neville Parnham there. War Saint coming back to the winner's circle, and Stevie Parnham aboard. It's had 2 wins from 3 starts, so it's a promising young horse, Brittany, and it did it pretty easily there.
It really did, out in front, and as you mentioned before, just that last start got no luck, and today luck was out of the equation, bowling out in front, and clearly just showed that he was superior today. A really good performance by a horse that I think coming back after this break will be one to definitely follow. Just mentally, that break and what it can do to a horse for their maturity, which is clearly, we still see him not do everything right on race day behind those gates, but to think that that hasn't really stopped him. He's won 2 of his first 3 starts, means that he's still improvement to come, which is exciting, and clearly Neville has Saturday hopes for the horse. Steve, congratulations on the win. He's a quirky horse behind the gates. He just wants to walk backwards more than he does forwards.
Yeah, that's right. Look, it's just a bit of coltiness coming out of him. He's got a few little quirks about him, like we saw last start when the speed ones inside me kicked up and I tried to drop him in and he refused to come back to me. So I think he will sort of mature a bit on his break and come back a nicer horse, because probably doing a bit on just raw potential at the moment.
Bowling out in front, does that allow him just to be that bit more tractable?
Yeah, I felt the other day we probably choked him down by trying to sit him, and he jumped good, so I was always going to try and lead on him if that was the way it worked out, and he seemed to relax better, breathes a bit better in the run, so it allowed him to have the sprint, turn of foot to beat him, and I was pretty confident he could win today.
And that's exactly what he did. Well done on the win.
Thank you.